Up to the bar, Mr. White. Okay. Is he on docket today or no?
This case is on docket, yes, Judge.
I see.
And he's got another case, another open case.
Whoa. Whoa.
And that's an assault family member. This one is a terroristic threat. His current case.
He's on bond for an assault and he just picked up a terroristic threat.
Yes, Judge.
You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine on your new terroristic threat of a family or a household member.
Whoa, rewind. He was already out on bond for assault and now there's a terroristic threat charge involving threats to stab and shoot. That's not just a red flag, it's a full-blown fire alarm. What would you do if you were the judge? Let him go or lock it down? Let me know in the comments, but brace yourself because the judge is just getting started.
We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present if you cannot afford one. One will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On February 18th, 2025, in Harris County, Texas, the officer was dispatched to a family disturbance. The officer met with the complainant who stated that the defendant had been threatening her. The complainant stated that she and the defendant had been arguing all day and that the defendant stated he would stab her and throw her down the stairs. The defendant stated he would shoot her, and then the defendant showed the complainant a large hunting knife, and that's when the complainant advised that she feared for her life.
Who is the complaining witness in this case? Same as in his open assault?
No, Your Honor, they're a different complainant.
Mr. White, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case on the new terroristic threat. I asked you one thing, sir. I asked you not to become a danger to my community and not to pick up a new case. You now have. I will now revoke your bond in the assault case. It goes with you. 5001, the assault, please. I am now issuing another protective order on this person. You know, is there a protective order that's open in the first assault? No? Because if so, we could be looking at a violation of protective. I'm issuing a protective order that identifies Farah as a protected individual. You cannot commit family violence or an assault against this person. Commit an act in furtherance of an offense under section 42.072 of the Texas Penal Code, which is the stalking statute. You cannot threaten, harass, use another person to communicate a threat or harassing behavior. You cannot be in possession of a weapon or go within 200 feet of where she lives or where she works. Mr. White, let me be clear with you now. I will do everything in my power to protect my community at all costs. You pick up a third case, I'm going to go absolutely bonkers. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
You are not to smoke, use any kind of illegal substances, consume alcohol. I'm going to test you, and I'm going to put a GPS monitor on your ankle prior to release, please, so I know where you are at all times. And I don't want you anywhere near any of these complaining witnesses at any time. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Because if you, we need to assign him up.
Yesterday, young Mr. Yale Serrato could not get to court. His mom's car broke down. I approached, erased his bond of $5,000 and notified the family and told them. And he insisted that he was coming down today. So he is here today, Judge. We have a 1-year defer worked out with the.
Come up, Mr. Serrato. Man, he couldn't even get to court. How's this dude gonna work a probation, man?
His mom is behind him. He's got it's 16 hours of community service, which he knows he can get to do. He has 2 online classes and he has to write some letters.
This right here is Courtroom Crossroads. The judge is basically saying, you had 3 shots to just show up, and now you're telling me food poisoning kept you out for 3 weeks. Listen, if this was a sitcom, it'd be called Excuses Gone Wild. But in a courtroom, it's not funny. It's the difference between probation and jail.
Apology. He knows that this is his chance to keep this off his record. I've talked to his mom. They are behind him. They're going to help him do this, Judge.
Give
Give him a chance, sir. He can do it. Right, Yale?
Yes. We have at least 3 times you couldn't make it to court. Just to even come to court. How on earth are you going to be able to make a probation? You couldn't even come to court.
Well, for some of them, it wasn't entirely my fault. For one of them, I came to court, but mostly when I'm anxious, I get sick, and I had like a huge headache, and I ended up getting food diarrhea because of it. So I couldn't come. So I had food poisoning for maybe 3 weeks. I couldn't control that, so I'm sorry about that. For yesterday, my mom paid the insurance, and it's expensive, so we didn't have any money until today because my dad got paid today. So we couldn't even get family members either because they live far away. So if they came here, I would have probably came here around like 10 or
So
11.
you have all these issues now. You realize you get on this probation. There's no excuse why you can't go to probation. There's no excuse why you can't do your community service. There's no excuse why you can't do your classes. If you don't, you're looking at an entire year in jail. This is not a joke. So you either do it the right way or you end up in jail for up to a year. But, in life, you have to act a certain way we do things, right? You're expected to behave in a certain way. And when you don't, there are serious consequences. I had given you multiple chances to try to get here. I worked with John to try to get you here. And this last time was the third time that either the car broke down or, that was the last 3 excuses where the car broke down. That's why, to me, that's unbelievable. And I'm not going to accept that my car broke down for a failure for you to complete your community service on time. Do you understand, Mr. Serrato?
Yes, sir.
This is a very big deal right now because I want you to understand something. When you end up with an assault on your record, it closes very many doors because when you try to get a job and if someone sees that you have an assault on your record, what do you think they're going to do? What's that?
Decline.
Right. Because they know that if you get into a potentially stressful situation, something might happen. They don't want that kind of liability. John has worked out an agreement where it's a probation, where if you do a couple things, you don't end up with a conviction on your record. But this is not a joke to where, I can't make it to community service because my car broke down. I'm not going to entertain that excuse. Do you understand that?
Yes, Judge.
Can we hold the probation here? Or is it too difficult to do that? It's too hard. It's okay. Did you graduate from high school?
Not yet, sir.
He's at Eisenhower right now, Judge. He's still going to school. We have to get
Are
him
you
a pass.
actively enrolled in school
Yes, sir.
now?
Yes.
Okay. I want proof that you're actively enrolled and what are we now? What, February? So there's still school. I want a week to bring proof that you're enrolled in full-time in school. That is a part of your condition as well, that you graduate from high school.
Yes,
Do you
sir.
understand?
Yes, sir.
You're not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs. If I find that you're smoking weed, I will issue a warrant for your arrest. I'm going to put you in. You're looking at up to a year in jail, but I'm not going to let you go. At a minimum, until you graduate from high school. You will be with me until you graduate from high school. Do you understand?
Yes, Judge.
Are you a junior or senior?
A junior.
Wonderful. You will be with me for the next until you graduate because that is now a condition as well. An effective decision-making class, a 2-hour anger management class, no drugs, no alcohol, 16 hours of community service. As long as you're enrolled in high school, then I will waive the community service. There's no need for you as long as you're in school and studying and doing well. Failing does not equate to being enrolled in school. Failing does not count. At least a C average. Do you understand?
Yes, Judge.
An apology letter to the complaining witness in this case. If you violate this probation, I'm going to issue a warrant for your arrest. I'm going to put you in jail. We will have a hearing to determine whether you violated the probation. I can either extend you or keep you in custody. I want you to know that this is not a joke. Do you understand?
Sir.
There is also an affirmative finding of family violence, meaning that you ever pick up another one of these cases again, you will be looking at a third-degree felony, 2 to 10 in the penitentiary. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
You can never own a gun or ammunition as a result of this as well. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
You give up a lot of rights by entering into this agreement. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you are not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law. You give up the right to appeal. You know what the consequence is if you violate this probation. Everything must be done on time. You have a certain amount of time to get things done. If you don't, you are in violation of this probation. If you pick up a new case, you're in violation of this probation. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let's have him drug tested in 2 weeks, please. And then I guess let's do both. So in 2 weeks, do confirmation of enrollment and a drug test. How do you plead to the offense, Mr. Serrato? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I'm not going to find you guilty. It would probably be best for you to make this thing work out because you could really lose big if you don't. It's not about the money. It's never about the money. I don't care about the money. I'm going to waive every fee that I can on you. It's never about the money. I don't give a rat's behind about it. I just want you to do what you say you're going to do, and I don't want you to smoke marijuana. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
All right. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. Thank you.
Mr. Gunny, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. It's elevated to a Class A misdemeanor because of the high blow, so you were facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. It's actually a DWI second that's being reduced to a first. So that's 2 DWIs on your record. What happens on the next one? Nope.
Fine.
Speak again.
Prison.
Right. Do you have any clue what they would do to you in prison? I've read stuff it'll turn you white. It's so bad. I read that had me in freaking tears because it's so bad. That's how bad it is. Really. There's some parts of the prison, they're so bad that jailers won't even go into it because it's so bad. That's how bad it is. And all you need is just to have the faintest smell of alcohol, because when you get pulled over next time, because it's going to happen, officers, all they look at is your record.
Just like that, everything changes. By pleading guilty, he gives up a laundry list of rights. No trial, no appeal, possible immigration consequences. This is what they don't show you in crime dramas. The system is real, and one wrong move means it's written in ink on your record forever. Are plea deals fair, or just pressure in disguise? Sound off below.
And if they see your record and they smell even the faintest smell, you understand. If I were you, even if you've had a sip of alcohol, I would never get into a car. You give up a lot of rights by entering this agreement. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law. You give up the right to appeal. Once you accept this agreement, it can never changes. Do you understand? For you to complete this successfully, it is 1 year in Harris County Jail to be probated for 18 months. You must do a repeat offender DWI education class. 2 victim impact panels. You will also do a TRAS, which is an evaluation to see what other conditions you may need. If they assess other conditions, you must fulfill them. Substance abuse treatment. No drugs, alcohol, guardian interlock, 25 hours of community service, and a $100 donation to the Houston Area Women's Center. Is this how you understand the agreement?
Yes.
You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. So once you accept this probation and once you plead guilty, it will go on your record. It will be there for the rest of your life. Do you understand? There is also a no breath test refusal clause as well, meaning that if you're pulled over in a car, an officer asks you to submit a breath test, you must do it. If you don't, you're in violation of this probation. Do you understand? There is a supervisory fee that you will be required to pay with regard to this. And if you don't pay it, you will sit 1 day in jail for every $100 you owe. Because it's a 0.15 or above, it is a $4,500 surcharge that you're going to be required to pay. And if you don't pay it, you'll be sitting in jail for a long time. Do you understand? All right, sir, I'm going to follow the agreement, sentence you to it. Good luck to you.
Your Honor, with the court consider waiving his fees, he's lost his job. His mom was the one that was paying.
I don't know that for sure. All I know, it's a DWI second. I mean, we warned him. So, I mean, I'm going to give you enough time to pay. Okay. We will give you 2 years to pay. You know, it's never about the money as far as probation is concerned, though. You know, if you ever have problems, come back, we can talk to you. But you must get a job. I don't know, you know. I mean, I can have you fill out an affidavit. We'll see what your financial situation is, but I want you to pay the fee. I want you to learn so you don't pick up another one. I have someone that's sitting in there right now. Same thing. They're sitting out $6,000 something dollars, you know? It's not a joke. Take it seriously. Do you understand? All right. Good luck.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Merritt, you were charged with criminal trespass.
Yeah, no, I didn't know. I didn't know what you did. I went down there to where I go to the medical Casa de Amigos, and I got there early.
Hold on. You have the right to remain silent. You have the right to remain silent.
Yeah.
Exercise that
Okay,
right.
okay.
Because I don't want you to say something that's going to hurt your case. Okay? All I know is that your bond is at $5,002 because you've missed court a couple times. But we're glad that you're here now. You need a hearing aid, man. I don't know how much louder I can talk.
I can't hardly hear at all.
We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you.
Okay.
Would you like me to appoint you a lawyer? You need one. Is that okay?
I didn't know I was even breaking the law.
Well, let's see. Please,
Yes, Judge.
speak loud.
Yes, Judge. On January 13th, 2025, at 814 Crosby Street, the Boys and Girls Club, the complainant stated he has asked the defendant to leave 10 times in the past, and officers have warned the defendant to leave the property in the past as well. The defendant refused to leave the property after being told multiple times on January 13th. The complainant called the police, and the officer observed the defendant on the property and detained him.
Was it that one day he was there?
He was there on the 13th of January, and the complainant said that they had warned him 10 times in the past not to return to that location.
Okay. Mr. Merritt, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. Do not go back to the board. What is it?
I don't go back over there. As soon as they did that, they've never told
Hey.
me nothing. The only reason I go there is for medical help.
Okay. You're going to have to find a new place.
Somebody lying right there.
Okay? Perhaps
They said that.
like LBJ Hospital or something of this
Okay.
nature. I will give you a lawyer today.
I'll stay away from it. Believe me.
Um,
I don't need any kind of trouble.
please.
Okay.
I'm going to have to reset your case to give you time to work it out with your lawyer.
Okay.
Okay? I'm going to need you to come back at least one more time so you guys can talk about it.
Okay, sure.
Okay? So if you just want to take a seat,
Huh?
I'll have you speak to a lawyer here momentarily.
Sure.
Okay?
Come up to where?
I'll have a lawyer talk to you.
Sure.
Okay? Please.
I'll get my own lawyer pass.
Let me give you one.
Yes, sir.